Hey friends, Writing It here. Today we're doing something a little different. You'll have to excuse the 2-year-old running around making as much noise as he can, but it's kind of appropriate for this video. So we went to the Houston Arcade Expo this weekend and listened to a panel about the adaptive flipper control system put on by, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Game Preserve. They started another company to sell these. So I'm not sponsored. I paid full price for these. I'll put their website in the description below. But this is a really cool thing, actually. The guy that runs it, just a quick snippet, he had a stroke about 3 years ago.
It's not the guy who runs it, it's the guy who works for him.
Well, the guy that invented it and works for this company had a stroke. He lost movement on pretty much the whole one side of his body, at least fine motor control. And he was like a technician there, and he was trying to figure out how to test machines. So he built a little thing like this that he hardwired into, I forget which machine, Gorgar or something, and was able to test using his hand, that's his one good hand. And then he thought, you know, he got kind of emotional on stage and said, it took me 1.5 years to figure out that, look, I'm not the only one. There's amputees or people that have MS or whatever that have this problem where they can't play. So this is the kit that goes in the machine. This is right now $15. And if you buy in bulk, you can get a better price, but I mean, that's not bad for what you're getting. So you put this in your machine. Basically, you drill a hole into the bottom and stick this in there so that, you know, you don't have to modify the front or anything. I mean, you can stick it in there, but it's so that people don't have it where it's seen. But they made it out of this robust stuff, so it works for pretty much any era. We're going to demonstrate here in a minute in a EM. So you just, you know, plug your controller into whatever machine you want to play and go for it. But this is the small one that is obviously made to mount somewhere, or, you know, just hold it like this. They have one that's kind of palm size that you can either hold like this if your hands are big enough, or play with your thumb, or like this or whatever. And then they've got one that's like bongo drum size for people that their hands don't work, or they're amputees or whatever. And I think he said they're working on one where you can play with your feet. So that's pretty slick. But they say if none of them work for you, just give them a call, tell them about your issues, and they'll help you. Yeah.
Awesome. We had stuff like this similarly in my classroom for kids with disabilities to use switches for like computers or games. So I think it's a really great innovation. I think it's cool that you're going to put it on our machines.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to put one in my homebrew machine right there, and it will be the first ADA accessible homebrew machine, to my knowledge.
Which makes his civil rights attorney wife just so happy. Also though, it will mean that I can play it holding a kid.
Yeah, this is I'm not gonna cock in this video, help I'm getting here. So anyway, you don't have to solder anything. It comes with these little connectors. It's basically screw in. You screw the end of the wire in this side, and you tap into the flipper wires on this side. Works for any era of machine. So they were talking to the guys, Barrel of Fun, I believe, from Labyrinth, that did the Labyrinth machine, and said that they were working out a deal where this would be a factory installed option, and they would be the first one. So I asked the guy from Barrels of Fun about it, and he gave me some bullshit political answer that's definitely maybe. But we have ideas about how we could do it with our own system. Like, come on, man. It's like, y'all just walked that right back, didn't you? But anyway, they patented something in this design. I forget what he said, because he didn't want people to take it and do that and make it more expensive. So anyway, you put these in here, you drill I'll put a link to the instructions, but suffice to say, you drill a hole in the bottom, put your screws through there, And away you go. So I'm gonna go in and show some problems I have in the other room here. All right, so this really isn't a problem, it's just something I noticed, right? So if you have one with a wood chunk on the bottom, kick plate or whatever it's called, you'll do want to countersink it so that you can set the machine down and slide it around and use your lift. This is a Stern Magic. This is a Evil Knievel. And most of them, the EMs and everything that aren't new, have this little fiber board on the bottom. So you may have to use different bolts to where it's like an actual bolt that goes through with a washer and a nut on the top of it. And then some of them have this metal plate, so you'll have to get like a stepper bit to drill through that and drill to the bottom. But regardless, or to drill the main hole. See, this one is a Stars. It's got the plate on there. The Pokerino's got the wooden pat hands, got the, I mean, you can see they all have the metal or wood or something in there. But they show you using a spade bit. I'd use a Forstner bit. And I would drill this countersink first and then drill the rest of the way through. Because if you drill out the little hole and try to drill the big one around it, you're gonna have a bad time. Or you can just drill a big hole, kind of like they do, put a backing plate on it with your steel and glue it down. I mean, whatever you want to do. All right, let's go install it and we'll play it. All right, so when I restored this, I put this button here to make like a credit button because I like the knock, knock, knock when you put a quarter in. But obviously I haven't hooked that up yet, so it's a convenient hole. It's already in there. Besides, this has a weird way of wiring it. It uses both the on and off switch. I had to rewire the whole coin door because someone messed it up. So we take that out, we're gonna put it here, and it'll tap in to, you gotta make sure you tap in the flipper one, not the lock relay or whatever it is. So we'll do that. All right, fairly straightforward. So you tap into the common or return, whatever you want to call it, in the flipper line here and the flipper line here. So first thing we do, put it back down, and then we're going to test it without anything plugged in and make sure the flippers still work. And then we'll plug in the controller and test that and make sure the flippers work while the controller's plugged in. All right, the kit also comes with a non-permanent sticker to let people know, hey, we accommodate here. Put your arrow pointing to where the port is. So we'll turn this on. My son's probably gonna freak out when he hears it turn on. So he wants to play. All right. All right, so that still works. So now, the ball back in. It's quality filmmaking here, people. Find the port. Probably not necessary to turn it off, but I'd rather not get electro killed with 50 volts running through the flippers. All right. Let me set you up here. Again, this is why we are the best video maker on YouTube here, people. Washed out stuff, shaky cam, setting up tripod. You know it. you just have to remember which button does what. I'm never very good, even when I play with my hands. All right. It's also easy to play when you have a raging 2-year-old in your hand. You want to film us while I'm holding this boy? Oh. Okay, ready to go in here? Wait, sit up. Okay.
Good, Dinky.
I mean, when you can't see the bottom quarter of the playfield.
Do you want to treat kids?
I think this just illustrates the point. This is not just for disabled people,
It's for everybody.
Crazy 2-year-olds.
In their diapers.
Anyway, I think y'all get the point. Keep it real and make your arcades accessible. See you later. Bye.